The Orcs are here.
Spiky bits.
Welcome back, Hobby Maniacs. We're visiting White Metal Games today, and the Orcs are here. We got this fantastic looking converted Orc army. There's actually way more models in this, I think. I'm here with Caleb, owner of White Metal Games. What's up, man?
What's up, man?
These look good.
Thanks. Yeah,
you do conversions.
We do conversions. Yeah, kit bashing and converting has always been a stable part of our business. It kind of started with me back in the day, just bashing stuff together, and I found very quickly that there were a lot of hobbyists out there that liked it too. So we try to do a personal touch on as many projects as we can, and Orcs are a great army for that.
And probably Nurgle too, I imagine.
Yeah, well, Nurgle's great because you can just throw a tentacle on it or some big fatty tissue and call it a day. And Orcs are kind of the same thing with mechanicals. They loot everything, you can grab anything, and there's literally no vehicle too destroyed for them to pick up, throw an engine on, put some guns on, and run with. So anytime we get models that people have long ago abandoned and they think they're too far gone, we always challenge ourselves to find some way to loot them. And this collection is definitely an example of that. It's made up of lots of different vehicles, lots of different ranges, and then we blend it all together with, of course, the Orc pilots and drivers, a universal color scheme, and then techniques to sort of bring it all together.
Like the checker patterns and all the glyphs and...
Yeah, this is classic
banners.
Classic Evil Suns. There's flames, classic red color scheme, red checker patterns, bright yellows to kind of accent it. And then we went with kind of a rusty under scheme, so there's actually a lot of browns and reds worked into the underlying layers, a nice vibrant red, and then you weather that to make it look nice and banged up. So the cumulative effect is just a really dynamic, really bright, but very Orc army. And then a lot of the models are kit bashed from not only traditional ranges, but non-traditional ranges, like the war boss on this army.
This guy right here?
Yeah, he's actually, his body and his torso are from a Lord of the Rings troll.
Oh,
okay. His lower legs are from an action figure that I played with as a kid. And we just like to pull parts from anything we can.
Literally, apparently.
Yeah.
From your childhood.
Exactly.
Your childhood is part of this model.
We know that in-game he's a little big to count as a war boss, but we also think that you can count him as a Death Dread, or if they release rules for a special character, or in a friendly game, just count him as a very large war boss.
Yeah, I think a lot of times as long as the basing's right, that's really the big part there. And as long as you're playing with your friends,
totally,
and you're not trying to be on a GW stream or whatever.
And even though he's bigger than the base implies, it's only a 50 mil, and lots of characters are sized to 50 mil. So as long as you only worry about the footprint, he's fine.
Yeah, absolutely. Like that looks really cool. So you do conversions. That's one of your kind of features here, and a lot of freehand work and stuff. I know you guys have levels, right? Like what is this level?
So we would call this an Electrum level, which is a tabletop plus level. And the basic idea with that is it's made for the tabletop, but we give it a little of extra love. With the idea being that a typical hobbyist could probably do this, but we use advanced techniques to grab some extra interest in it. So for example, the weathering, the dirty pigments that we use into the project, all of that is kind of helps to take it up to the next level, so to speak. So Electrum is not necessarily the most expensive level we have, but it looks great on the table, it looks great as a collection, and it's actually a really good way to do your troops. Models that are going to die off, you don't want to really spend all of your hobby time or budget on models that are just going to die in droves. And I love Orcs, but Orcs die pretty quick.
Yes, they do.
So there's no real reason to make them the highest centerpiece of your collection. You should save that for the biggest vehicles you have. These vehicles are very aggressive, they're in your face, and they're going to get smashed pretty quick. But you're going to have fun doing it, and they're going to look good going down.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. And that was actually something I wanted to mention, was that you don't have to do, at least with you guys, all the same level or whatever. You tailor the stuff to folks' budget.
Yeah, our most popular level, honestly, is for big armies, is to do the whole project to Electrum level or Tabletop Plus, and then to do the characters and centerpiece model to Gold or above. So that allows you to spend the hobby budget on the models that are going to survive the longest versus the models that are just everyday. And honestly, it helps to distinguish them too. If everything is painted to your best possible standard, it kind of looks uniform.
Right.
And what we want to make it very clear is that the best models get better treatment.
Yeah, like you want something like this Wave Serpent conversion truck thing to kind of stand out.
Yeah.
And not be, just like one day and like something else, like a ground troop or something.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, well, our goal is to make sure that every model is unique on the table, not only in its converting and kit bashing, but also that its colors help to sort of like make it stand out. And with the nice bright red finish on these guys, that really helps quite a bit. And the fact that these guys are converted from 5 or 6 different ranges all blends in once you lay down these nice colors. And the weathering helps to cover up any sort of old, we repurpose a lot of models for orcs, so there's blemishes. And so we usually target the weathering on those blemished areas so that it actually becomes part of the character of the model rather than working against it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I've done a few of those tricks myself on, something I'll buy off eBay and be like, oh, well, let me just, I don't like this part, let me just... Or I got too much paint on there. Let me just, we'll just weather it. Yeah, there we go. Super easy.
Refurbishment's actually one of the things that we do here as well. Like clients will buy an army, get started, and get halfway done, and then just get busy, or they don't like the work. They're not getting what they want out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times they'll send us an army, and we'll pick up where they left off.
Oh, really?
We'll just continue working on it. We may redo parts of it to make it unilateral and give it our unique signature paint style. But in a lot of cases, we can really work with their existing base coats, and we can work from there by shading them and highlighting them. It's always case by case, but a lot of our clients like to piece their armies together on eBay to save money.
Right, that makes sense.
Yeah, and they don't have to spend money on assembly. They can use all of their budget for painting. And while we might have to do a repair here or there, for the most part, their hobby dollar stretches further because we're focusing on what they want the most, which is a great color scheme.
Or conversely, if they start the project, like you were saying, they know the colors that they use so they can communicate that, and then you guys can kind of take it from there.
Yeah, and a lot of clients like to build their own base troops so they feel like they're involved in the project.
Mm-hmm.
But for the converted or for the special models or magnetized models, they'll let us take over. So, a client may send us 100 boys that he's built, but he may send us a variety of kits to complete. And that's good for their budget and also good for our timetable. It allows us to get the project done faster.
So, just out of curiosity, because I've obviously never commissioned a whole army. I've commissioned a few things here and there, larger models, smaller stuff. I'm just curious, like, how does the process work? Like, somebody contacts you and, hey, I want an army.
Yeah, I mean, we use a lot of different media platforms to respond to clients, including Facebook or Twitter or Skype. But most clients email us. There's a form on the website on our commissions page called Get a Quote. You fill it out with your basic information. There's even places to upload pictures and list descriptions. We've tried to make it as comprehensive as possible, but you only have to use the parts that you want. So you can be more or less detailed depending on your preference. From there, we generally try to get back to clients in one business day with a response.
Really?
Yeah, that's our general goal. So on
like
the weekends,
for real?
Yeah, for real.
Okay.
Because the thing is that there's a lot of competitors out there, and we want your business. So we have learned very quickly that the first person normally, we get jobs better if we do it faster. So our job is to respond quickly, to respond all the way, and the form really helps with that. It allows us to get as much information up front as we need to do an accurate quote.
Right. Okay.
So from there, the client will then look over the quote, and if they agree to it, they lay down a 25% deposit. From there, we schedule the project in our ongoing queue. Normally, it takes about 4 to 5 weeks to get to a project. Our queue's about 2 months deep in most cases.
That's not bad.
Yeah, the hardest part, honestly, is waiting, because once we get to your project, turnaround is normally within about 2 weeks.
Okay.
And that doesn't really matter how big the project is, whether it's a small project or a big army. Our unique way of working is working as a team, so we can even knock out big armies in very quick time. You just have to wait your turn in line. We do have a rush order option for clients who are in a hurry or if they have a tournament coming up. There is a commiserate premium. But for clients that plan ahead and are thinking about their collections in advance, there's really never a need to pay that. And we also have a deal where every time you turn around a project within 30 days, i.e. you finish a project and book another one within a month, we offer you a percentage discount on your labor. So we call that Keep It Coming. And the idea is to build your collection over time in a very steady rhythm. And that's actually been really helpful.
That sounds very orky.
Yeah, it is. We have a lot of clients that have big hobby interests, and we want to fulfill those projects. But it honestly is better to build your projects slowly over time than in one big fell swoop.
Well, I mean, that can get costly. But I kind of like that. This is very interesting talking to you because, I've talked to a lot of folks out there, and that's actually something that that's never come up because, I mean, if you get the stuff back and you're, like, super happy with it, and you're like, oh man, this is exactly what I wanted. Let me just go ahead and get more. You know, you kind of spread it out and stuff, and it just seems smarter, I think.
With a lot of clients, we always suggest doing a test commission to start, just doing a squad or a couple of vehicles, because the honest truth is they may not like our style of work. And if they don't, it's better to sort of learn that fast than learn that, you know, $10,000 down the road. And
that's called a feel badsy.
And more importantly, I think every client we have a unique relationship with, and we learn their preferences.
Right.
So the goal is to learn the preferences on a small project and then apply them on bigger projects. So one client may like object source lighting, another client may hate it, but every client's unique, and we try to custom our service to their desired outcome.
Nice. Well, that all sounds pretty good to me. So they can obviously contact you over at whitemetalgames.com.
Whitemetalgames.com or info@whitemetalgames.com. If you just go to the Get a Quote page or the Commissions page, you'll find lots of links for how to reach out to us. We're also available on all regular social media, including Facebook, Twitter, Skype, and Instagram.
Sounds like you said that more than once. All right.
Spiking bits.